Someone told me that there is in some of the bidding sites that they are bidding on me wearing black suits, and if you bid on me wearing black suits and coming here with the black suits, they're gonna get almost 17x. So I want to tell them, sorry, you lose the bid. Maybe next time. So thank you, Mr. President. Thank you.
Prince Mohammed bin Salman trolls the deep state, FBI, CIA about not being able to find him during the 2017 Las Vegas shooting. BC he wasn't wearing a black suit like they expected. Someone told me that some of the betting sites are betting on me wearing a black suit, and if you bet on me wearing a black suit or coming here wearing a black suit, they are going to get all 17x. So I want to tell them sorry you lose the bet. Lol grin, so sorry, maybe next time. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you. The Las Vegas shooting in 2017 was actually a hit on Trump and Prince Mohammed bin Salman. The CIA, FBI, deep state couldn't find the Prince. BC they were betting on him to wear a black suit, but he was actually wearing a t-shirt and swim trunks, so they were never able to find him.
To put it mildly, and a lot of progress has been made with respect to Gaza and just about everything else we touch. Just yesterday, the United Nations Security Council formally adopted my peace plan and officially endorsed the Board of Peace. This is a board like no other. It will have the heads of major countries, I think all of the major countries. I hope Your Highness will be on the board. You'll accept, I hope. But the Board of Peace will be something that's never even been thought of before. And it's covering Gaza, but it'll end up covering large portions of the world. And I was honored to be chosen the chair of that Board of Peace. And I think you'll see something that nobody's ever seen before in terms of the status of the board. There will never be a board like the board that we're going to be announcing. Everybody wants to be on the board, and it'll end up being quite a large board because it'll be the heads of every major country, and the United Nations passed it. I guess unanimously you can say. China, which was against it, took a pass, didn't vote against it, and Russia, which was against it, didn't vote against it. So we appreciate it because one negative vote and it doesn't happen. So people were shocked to see that it was approved, and that was a great honor. It's a great honor for me, I will tell you. I think it's something like nobody's ever even imagined. So it's called the Board of Peace, and watch for it because it's going to do some fantastic things.
Did we just hear an announcement hinting at the creation of something like Gesera and Nasara, but under a different name? Introducing the Board of Peace. It's said that this board will cover vast regions of the world. And apparently, the UN passed it unanimously. China didn't vote against it. Russia didn't vote against it. Think about the trifecta of global leaders. The board will be staffed by the heads of major nations. They're calling it something the world has never imagined. How incredible would that be? Just take a moment and think about it.
Are aligning exactly where the Bible said they would. On November 18, 2025, Trump met with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman to finalize alliances that match Daniel and Ezekiel's end times prophecies written 2,500 years ago. You will be shocked when you discover 5 findings that show these diplomatic agreements are positioning the final coalition before the tribulation begins. Number 1, the Abraham Accords, the covenant with many. November 18, 2025. President Trump sits down with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman at the White House. It's the first meeting between these two leaders since 2018. The headlines focus on oil prices, defense contracts, regional stability, but buried in the discussion is something that made every prophecy teacher in the world sit up and take notice. President Trump announced that he will sell F-35 fighter jets to Saudi Arabia. Now, to most people, that's just a weapons deal. Advanced jets, military hardware, defense industry profits. But to students of Bible prophecy, that announcement signals something far more significant. Saudi Arabia, the leader of the Sunni Arab world, the guardian of Islam's holiest sites, the nation that has opposed Israel for 75 years, is moving toward full normalization with the Jewish state. And that has everything to do with a prophecy written by Daniel 2,500 years ago. But before we get to the prophecy, you need to understand what the Abraham Accords are, because without that context, you won't grasp why prophecy watchers are saying, this could be it. For decades, Arab nations refused to recognize Israel's right to exist. No trade, no diplomatic relations, no cooperation, just hostility, wars, and terrorism. But after the Accords, something...
Do you think we're heading into the tribulation, or is it possible we've already gone through it without realizing it? Take a moment to listen to what General Makwanasi shares in this clip. Are we truly aware of what's happening around us, or are we asleep to the signs? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Feel free to leave a comment below.
And when they come with the truth, majority of you will not be able to stomach it. This country is going to burn. Because there are top secret things that should not be discussed in public. So if you make the members look bad, they're going to counter the human beings. They've got families, they've got friends. They've been paraded as criminals in front of international TV. They were paraded when they were arrested. They were branded as bad people by these members of this committee, of this parliament, some of them. They kept quiet. But they know the truth. They have evidence, Honorable Chair, conventional or otherwise, that they have, which if they were to present it, it would be a press briefing that would be worse than what Mkhwanazi did. So I needed to prevent that by warning that let's not hold back and allow that the very same executive authorities, parliamentarians, participate in the wrong. Honorable Chair, if you were to ask me, I will say maybe we must close down crime intelligence, remove everyone that is there, and start afresh, if you will. Because I know names within crime intelligence that are bad. They were there in 2011. They are still there today. We have family members of the Mdlulis of this world that are still controlling gadgets that are listening to all of you at crime intelligence. And that's what Kumar is trying to fix. What does he get in return? No, leave this thing alone. You are the bad one. And other members are comfortable because, not going to talk about benefits that comes with it. So Honorable Chair, members, you'll forgive me, but I feel that these things that we've put on this statement is just a tip of the iceberg. Go to the media tomorrow, Honorable Member, and say things again. I'm going to come with another evidence. Yes, my submission.
Thank you.
A number of South African farmers have publicly expressed their support for General Makwanasi, stating that they stand firmly with him and value the courage he has shown in speaking out. They emphasized that if his safety were ever threatened, they would not turn their backs on him, but would stand by him and ensure he is not left alone. Their message was one of solidarity, loyalty, and unity during a time when many people feel called to stand together for truth and accountability. I truly think the whole of South Africa will protect this man. Well done, General Makwanasi. We, the people, like to see positive change, and we all love this country. Let's make South Africa great again, and united we stand.
ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa has dared his political detractors in the NEC to give him a date on which day he should resign. In a heated direct political overview report, ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa dared his political detractors to stop discussing his exit in dark corners like cowards. Ramaphosa told the NEC that if he is asked to resign, he will even do it tomorrow. In a frank address, he told his detractors to come and raise the matter of them wanting him to resign to the NEC. The ANC president's comments come after media reports that he is planning to resign after the G20 summit. In a bold move, Ramaphosa, reflecting on the current Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, called for lifestyle audits on all NEC members, saying the ANC must never be run as a mafia style.
Xi Jinping and Kim Jong-un have just made a radical decision regarding the Russian-Ukrainian war. Wait, let me explain first. Remember to subscribe by pressing the plus on the right for more info. The North Korean president says, "We know that NATO countries are doing everything possible to destabilize Russia through Ukraine. To them, It's about how to humiliate and weaken Russia's power without realizing that Russia is a great nation. We, the allies of Russia, will help it with all means. As for Xi Jinping, he is ready to sign partnerships and help Vladimir Putin win this war against NATO. It's not over. Vladimir Putin says, if NATO wants this war to stop, then it should stop providing financial, military and technical aid to Ukraine. NATO seeks to diminish our power without knowing that Russia is a great nation. If Europe stops providing aid to Ukraine, the war will automatically stop.
The fall of the cabal's control also means that an era of unprecedented innovation and healing will be unleashed. For generations, technologies and knowledge that could uplift humanity have been suppressed in the name of profit and control. With the new dawn, all that will change. You have heard whispers of marvelous advancements, free energy, anti-gravity travel, advanced healing methods that border on the miraculous. These are not science fiction. They exist and will finally be shared openly with Earth. Imagine homes and communities powered by devices that draw limitless energy from the quantum field, without pollution or cost. Envision anti-gravity craft that can traverse your world swiftly without fossil fuels. Consider medical breakthroughs able to regenerate organs and cure once incurable diseases. All this and more lies in the treasury of gifts to be bestowed upon humanity as it enters the next phase of evolution. One of the first areas to see dramatic improvement will be healing and medicine. Already the Alliance has begun strategically hinting at what some call medbeds or light tables, devices using advanced light and frequency technology to heal the body and even reverse aging. What once seemed a fantasy, curing paralysis, regrowing limbs, will become reality in due time. The cabal long kept such wonders hidden, doling out only profitable treatments that often merely managed illness. No more. The new society will prioritize well-being over profit. Even long-suppressed cures for serious illnesses will be brought forth. Hospitals will transform into true healing centers, blending spiritual and technological approaches. Healing will extend to the mind and spirit. Many traumas will be gently resolved as higher vibrational methods become common. Can you fathom, dear ones, what it will be like to live in a world where illness is rare and easily treatable, where energy is free and abundant, and where technology serves the highest good of all? Just as humanity will be healed and uplifted, so too will the Earth herself undergo a profound restoration. Your planet, dear ones, is a living being who has endured much abuse during the ages of darkness. The environmental damage inflicted by reckless industry, pollution, and war has taken a toll on ecosystems and climate stability. But do not despair. Help is on the way, and of course, has already begun. As the old power structures dissolve, so will the suppression of ecological wisdom and green technology. Solutions abound already on your world, many pioneered by brilliant minds that can cleanse the oceans, reforest barren lands, and renew the air and water. These solutions were often ignored or sabotaged by those who profited from destruction. In the new era, such knowledge will move to the forefront, backed by global cooperation and ample resources. We will also lend our assistance more openly, working with your scientists and light workers to heal areas that have been deeply scarred. The rising vibrational frequency will itself do wonders, allowing nature to rebound at miraculous speeds once negative influences are removed. Expect that in the coming years, you will see a greening of the earth unlike anything in recent memory. Deserts may bloom as advanced methods of water purification and weather balancing are implemented. Weather control once used as a weapon by the cabal to create disasters or droughts, will be repurposed by enlightened hands to ensure gentle rains and stable climates where needed. Humanity will learn anew how to live in harmony with the animal and plant kingdoms. Fossil fuels will become obsolete relics as clean energy takes over, removing a major source of pollution and conflict. And perhaps most beautifully, people will experience a reconnection with nature, understanding that Gaia is not a resource to exploit, but a mother to honor. In the age of love, Earth will no longer be an afterthought. She will be recognized as the sacred foundation for all life, and caring for her will be second nature to the new society. Human and planetary healing will proceed hand in hand, each reinforcing the other in a virtuous cycle of renewal. Amid all these external changes, the most profound shift is the one happening within the soul of humanity. This is, at its core, a spiritual ascension. As we have noted, powerful waves of energy are streaming to Earth from the great central sun, bathing your world in higher frequencies. These cosmic rays carry codes of awakening that activate dormant parts of your DNA and consciousness. Many of you already feel reality shifting, old emotions rising to be cleared, time feeling fluid, intuition growing stronger. Physical bodies are adjusting too. Some experience unusual physical or emotional symptoms as the body integrates the higher light. Fear not these ascension symptoms, for they are signs of transformation, preparing you for life in a higher vibrational state. Each soul on the planet is being gently offered the opportunity to rise to a new level of awareness. Those who embrace love, forgiveness, and unity will find the transition smoother as they naturally resonate with the incoming light. Those who resist and cling to old dense patterns may feel more turbulence, yet even they are being given every chance by the universe to choose a new path. The spiritual masters always taught that enlightenment is a shift in perception, a remembering of our oneness with the divine. That process is now happening collectively. The illusion of separation will dissolve. Just as cells in one body harmonize to support the whole, humans will collaborate for the well-being of the entire Earth and all her inhabitants. Telepathic understanding and empathy will help bridge any remaining gaps. In such an environment, conflict and war will find no fertile ground to take root. Old problems that once seemed insurmountable will be solved by collective creativity and goodwill. The age of love we speak of is not just a lofty ideal. It becomes a lived reality of unity consciousness. Step by step, that reality is being birthed through each kind thought, each act of forgiveness, each moment of seeing yourself in the other. As the light fully dawns, humanity will finally embrace its destiny as a unified global civilization in harmony with the cosmos. Throughout this grand metamorphosis, never forget the critical role you, the lightworkers and star seeds, continue to play. You did not come this far only to stand aside once the old falls away. In fact, your true work is just beginning. You are the architects and builders of the new earth. In the aftermath of revelation and upheaval, it will be your visions, your compassion, and your wisdom that guide the creation of new systems and communities. Many of you already carry within you blueprints for innovative education, holistic healthcare, transparent governance, and sustainable living. As the interference of the dark dissipates, you will find doors opening and support available to bring these visions into reality. Do not be surprised if you find yourselves called to leadership in various forms, not the old ego-based leadership, but heart-centered service leadership. Some among you will found healing centers or enlightened schools. Others will serve in community leadership, and many will focus on grassroots projects to uplift those around them. Each of you has a unique contribution to make, and each contribution is vital. Ask within your heart what brings you the greatest joy in service, for that is often your soul's mission. In the times to come, there will be so much excitement and possibility in the air that it could almost feel overwhelming to choose where to help. Trust that you will be guided to the perfect role that suits your talents and passion. Remember that the years of being the odd one out, of holding the light quietly while others scoffed, will soon pay off as you naturally step forward as guides and mentors. You will do this with humility and love, not seeking to impose your will, but simply shining as examples of what the new consciousness embodies. In doing so, you will inspire countless others to discover their own purpose in this grand co-creative adventure. Together, as one, you will weave the fabric of a society that resonates with the higher ideals you have held in your hearts for so long. As the final shadows are dispelled and the light takes center stage, it remains important to stay rooted in your highest virtues. Even as truths of past darkness come out, resist the temptation to slip into bitterness or vindictiveness. Yes, those who caused great harm will face consequences, but the spirit in which justice is carried out must remain pure. Vengeful energy would only lower your vibration and tether you to the old paradigm. Recall the wisdom of forgiveness. In many cases, the agents of darkness were ensnared by ignorance and fear. This perspective does not excuse their deeds, but reminds us that only love transmutes darkness. Hate begets more hate. So when former authorities or public figures are publicly shamed, try to hold a space of compassion. You need not agree with or excuse their actions. Simply acknowledge their divinity at the soul level and wish for their ultimate healing in the long run. There may be anger and turmoil as people vent their sense of betrayal. By staying calm and compassionate, you show a different way. Maintaining your center through meditation, prayer, or simply heartfelt stillness will allow you to navigate any turbulence with grace. The dawn of the new age need not be marred by prolonged chaos. Its birth can be as gentle as you choose to make it, by infusing love into every response. This is the way of the true light warrior, to meet darkness not with more of its own medicine, but with the transforming power of light and mercy. In doing so, you heal not only the world, but also yourselves, completing the karmic lessons and closing the chapter on the old era for good. Beloved ones, through all these changes, your spiritual practices and inner guidance will be your compass. Continue to cultivate your connection to Source in whatever way resonates with you, be it meditation, prayer, time in nature, creative expression, or loving service. This connection is your lifeline and your source of clarity amidst external shifts. When you spend time daily in stillness or contemplation, you strengthen your ability to remain in high vibration regardless of what swirls around you. You also become more attuned to our presence and to the whispers of your own soul. Remember that you have a direct line to divine wisdom within. In moments of confusion or doubt, go within and listen. The answers and comfort you seek await in the sanctuary of your heart. We also remind you that you can actively call upon us and the higher realms for support. There is an entire cosmic team ready to assist you. Angelic beings, ascended masters, your personal guides, and we, your star family. Though we honor your free will and cannot do your inner work, we can bolster your strength when you ask. Even a simple, sincere request for alignment with the highest good allows us to surround you with guidance and protection. Many of you have already felt our energies in times of need, a sudden peace washing over you, an inspired idea popping into your mind, or a timely synchronicity guiding you. Know that these are tangible responses from a loving universe. Use these gifts. The days ahead, while ultimately triumphant, may have their challenging moments for the psyche and body. But none of you walks this path alone. Armies of light stand just beyond the veil, eager to comfort, heal, and illuminate your way whenever you feel weary. Give us permission, and we shall amplify your efforts. Together, Earth souls and heavenly helpers, we form an unbreakable alliance moving toward the same goal, the full manifestation of love and freedom on Earth. Rely on this partnership, and you will find even the steepest parts of the journey made easier, as if carried on wings of grace. Can you envision, dear ones, the daily life that awaits in the emerging new Earth? Picture communities where everyone has enough and lives in dignity, where children are laughing and learning without fear, where elders are respected and cared for, and where creativity flows abundantly. Humanity's energy, once consumed by survival and conflict, will be free to channel into exploration, art, spiritual growth, and joyful innovation. With basic needs universally met and peace prevailing, the innate genius of the human spirit will blossom as never before. You will see a renaissance of culture and science that honors the sacred. Music, art, and literature will reflect higher ideals and inspire the soul. Science and spirituality will no longer be at odds, but will dance hand in hand, unlocking mysteries of the universe with reverence for the Creator. In the new Earth, imagine waking each day excited for what you will create or discover. Work will not be drudgery done merely to survive. It will be a passionate expression of one's purpose and talents, joyfully offered for the upliftment of all. Many diseases will be relics of the past, so people will live longer, healthier lives, having the vitality to pursue their dreams. Technology will handle much of the labor and mundane tasks, giving humans ample time to develop their consciousness, to travel, to learn, and to connect with one another. The boundaries between nations will be soft, as people freely mingle and celebrate each other's cultures. And yes, as you mature as a planetary society, you will even be invited to visit other planets and civilizations as others come to visit Earth in friendship. Earth will be a jewel of the cosmos, a hub of intercultural and interstellar exchange, known for its journey from darkness to light. Global unity celebrations will be common, with humans and star visitors rejoicing together. No longer shackled by the past, humanity will experience a lasting peace that permeates every heart. Truly, this is the reality you are on the cusp of entering. As we speak of these wonderful times ahead, we know many of you wonder, how soon will all this happen? When will we finally see these changes fully manifest? The truth, dear ones, is that the transformation is already in motion and gathering speed. We understand the eagerness in your hearts. You have worked and waited so long. While we cannot give exact dates, much depends on collective free will and divine timing. Know that you are now in the final phase of this great shift. It is not in some far-off future. It is unfolding step by step even now, and accelerating. In retrospect, you will see that what takes place over a handful of years changes the course of humanity for millennia to come. Have faith in the momentum carrying you forward.
Friday, and it's Friends and Family Only Friday, FAFO. Look for fire and brimstone coming out of Washington, D.C. after the conduct of Cyril Ramaphosa at the G20 summit in South Africa. Shocking, the things going on. In response to a completely baseless claim and misleading statement by Ramaphosa intending to give the impression the United States and backtrack and would now attend the G20 summit, which was not the case at all. The note verbal said the U.S. would send a delegation after the conference to accept the handover, but not participate in it. And Cyril Ramaphosa tried to turn it into something that it wasn't, and he was called out by the spokesman for the White House, that would be Carolyn Leavitt. Now, it appears the media are trying to make more out of this than it is, but South Africa is really treading on some dangerous ground here, insulting the United States and in clear disrespect and ignoring the Vienna Conventions about diplomacy. South Africa is behaving in a fashion that is not going to put them in a good light. According to news reports, Pretoria sets the terms for U.S. return. Well, the U.S. is not trying to return, and says no to junior delegation at G20 handover. South Africa is said to be insulted by the U.S. decision to send a junior diplomat to the G20 presidency handover. A junior diplomat. You want to talk about insulting? Mark Dillard came from the private sector and still served nearly 3 decades in diplomatic postings all over the planet, including South Korea, Malawi, Japan, the DRC, Bulgaria, France, Hungary, Kenya, and South Africa. Hardly a junior diplomat. That's a very insulting thing to say. He's also the charge d'affaires, and he's been charge d'affaires previously in other missions. You don't become charge d'affaires responsible for the actions of our embassy in coordination with host nation when there's an absence of an ambassador extraordinary and plenipotentiary just because you're there. You're put in that position because you have the experience and gravitas to pull it off. Now, presidency spokesman Vincent Magwenya says the president won't hand over to a charge. Well, okay. Well, just ignore diplomatic norms, state-to-state relations. That is the person representing the United States in South Africa. And if you refuse to acknowledge or accept the person representing the United States in South Africa, this is a serious breach of diplomatic protocol under the Vienna Convention. Reports say that Pretoria is pushing back against the decision by Washington to send its charge d'affaires Mark Dillard to hand over ceremony during the Leaders' Summit. Actually, it's the end of the summit. It's not during the summit. The Sunday Times claims that they understand communication was sent to the Minister of International Relations Cooperation Ron Lamola this week by the U.S. Embassy, and I've seen a copy of that document. The notice Pretoria came after the U.S. note verbal, which had warned Pretoria against making any declaration without the U.S. You can't make a consensus declaration when 5 countries aren't there, or their leaders aren't there. And that's what the U.S. said. Now, that's portrayed by the South African government, by the media in South Africa, as a threat. It's not a threat. It's a obligation under diplomacy to send a note verbal to explain why you're not there and also explain your position, which they did. Now, the support staff for Dillard would include Stephanie Bunce, Ariana Saylor, Rubani Trimmu, Jeffrey Landison, Victoria King, David Schneider, and Heather Wright. They're all staffers from the U.S. Embassy in Pretoria. High-ranking officials told the Sunday Times that South Africa had taken offense over the decision by the U.S. to send a junior diplomat. Well, those high-ranking officials have no concept of diplomacy. This is not a junior diplomat. That's an incredibly insulting comment directed towards the United States and towards Mr. Dillard, who's a very senior diplomat and will likely be an ambassador after this posting. Now, they claim Victoria was pushing back against it, that the International Relations Department was engaging with the U.S. Embassy. It's not something we're going to entertain because the president can't hand over to an embassy official. These people are insulting us, and we are still measured in our public pronouncement, and the reason we are measured is because we understand that this process is bigger than one country. But you don't understand diplomacy or the Vienna Conventions. And this is a major insult and a clear breach of diplomatic norms, insulting the charge d'affaires like this. There's no need for that. Simply say that your expectation was that the president of the United States would come and you can't hand over to anyone else. Other countries are not represented by their senior political official. China isn't represented. Russia, Argentina, Mexico. None of them are represented by their senior leaders. And you're not insulting them. This is not going to go well for South Africa. This is a major breach of diplomatic norms, and this is problematic. Problematic. This forest fire, this conflagration started in earnest on the 16th of November when Donnie O'Sullivan's misinformation, white genocide, CNN hack piece against President Trump featured the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Director of International Relations Cooperation, Ronald Lamola, calling Donald Trump a white supremacist in America, a white supremacist effort with the refugee program. That's what torched this whole situation. And since then, South Africa's just made it worse. Ramaphosa running around when some journalist says, you won't be bullied. Instead of saying, what are you talking about? Nobody's bullying us. We're a sovereign nation. The United States is a sovereign nation. We have a disagreement on what's going on here. That's not bullying. That's what he should have said. But he said, no, we're not going to be bullied. Yeah, just stoking the flames. And it just continues. This is sad. This is the implosion of South Africa. And if they think they look good on the world stage, they're really, really not reading the room. For all the Trump haters out there, those who understand diplomacy and those who understand state-to-state relations, get that this is beyond the pale. It's not acceptable. And it wasn't inappropriate for the United States to send the charge d'affaires. We don't have an ambassador there. We're still waiting for Congress to confirm Ambassador Bozell. And we've already seen the arrogant, asshattery, racist comments from senior ANC officials about Mr. Bozell, the ambassador designate, basically calling him a racist. We've seen that already. This is not good. Good luck. This is a forest fire that is not going to go out anytime soon.
Explosive economic update. Wells Fargo Tier 4B notice issued. IQD revaluation window approaching fast. The global economic reset is here, patriots, and it's about to crush the deep state's fiat stranglehold. Explosive intel confirms Wells Fargo has issued the Tier 4B notice, signaling the Iraqi dinar, IQD, revaluation is blasting off. This isn't some banker's pipe dream. It's the hammer dropping on a corrupt system that's bled America dry for decades. Tier 1 redemptions are complete. Iraq's $100 billion reserves have ignited the global currency firestorm, locking in rates at major banks. Vietnam and Zimbabwe are locked and loaded next. The cabal's petrodollar empire is crumbling, and we're witnessing the birth of a Brics-backed golden age where asset-backed wealth flows to the people, not the globalist elites. Iraq's central bank, CBI, has fully integrated with SWIFT and global networks, making IQD exchangeable worldwide. No more isolation. This is Iraq stepping up as a financial powerhouse, modernizing banks, digitizing salaries for millions, and slamming the door on corruption. IMF and World Bank compliance? Check. U.S. Treasury coordination? Locked in tight. Their trilateral powerhouse alliance isn't playing games, they're flipping the switch on a transparent, scalable system that audits every move and crushes manipulation. Wells Fargo leads the charge for Tier 4B exchanges in the U.S. specialized teams trained, secure facilities primed for the IQD flood. This tier is for us, private holders, digital asset warriors, and savvy investors who've held the line against the fiat fraud. Not the sovereigns, Tier 1, Megacore, Tier 2, or elite cabals, Tier 3, Tier 4B bridges to the public, Tier 5, setting the stage for total liberation. Staged rollout ensures no market chaos. Previous tiers solid, now liquidity flows like a dam breaking. November 2025, your activation window. Early to mid-month hits from insider briefings, community firestorms, and U.S. Treasury green lights. Iraq's leaked 2026 budget? It screams exchange rate reform, budgeting for RV impacts, no speculation, pure legislation. This is the economic shockwave Q has whispered about, shifting oil trades from dollar dominance, flooding Brics economies with investment, and handing power back to sovereign nations. The deep state trembles as wealth realigns eastward, away from their rigged game. Patriots, this RV isn't just money, it's justice. A historic wealth transfer dismantling the central bank tyrants, empowering the awake to rebuild America strong. Tier 4B is imminent. Stay vigilant, organized, armed with truth. The Great Awakening accelerates. Hold your positions, the reset roars. Who's ready to claim what's ours? While the world awaits the peace announcement, we want to extend our gratitude to Ernst Roets, General Mkhwanazi, and all the dedicated people of South Africa who are working tirelessly to bring positive change to this beautiful country. Please remember to like and subscribe. Your support truly means a lot, and I genuinely appreciate it.
Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one or on the other side when our world changes. Stay awake.